Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I am gonna film my 10-month postpartum update. Jackson is down for his nap, so I'm gonna just kind of chat with you guys until he wakes up. Well, both of the kids are down for their naps, so let's see if Riley is sleeping. They might both actually be sleeping. So we're just gonna kind of chat about how things have been going. I'm finally back at my house, which is really nice, and this month was just kind of crazy. So the first part of this month started off really bad. Like the first part of this month, my mental health was pretty much in the toilet because that's when I took Jackson to his 9-month appointment, like his 9-month checkup, and that's when they told me that he was underweight and all of that. I'm not gonna go too much in detail about it because I did a video that I will link down below about like my breastfeeding struggles and him not gaining weight and just how that made me feel, and just the fact that I pretty much felt like a failure, and then I had to go back to pumping, and like I was just not in a great place. So watch that video if you guys haven't already. If you've been dealing with maybe an underweight baby, or you're just really stressed about feeding your baby and whether or not your baby is gaining enough weight and all of that, I highly recommend that you watch that because I don't want to like say the same stuff that I've already said. But no one wants to go to their kid's doctor's appointment and have the doctor say like, hey, you know, like they're in like the 2nd percentile, or like, you know, in like the very low percentiles, because literally like the doctor made me feel like crap. The doctor made me feel like I wasn't doing what I was supposed to do, and maybe that was just her style, but obviously I didn't leave out of there feeling very good. So that really sent me for a loop this month because immediately I was like stressed about how much he was eating, and I was starting to add formula into his diet. And I know that you guys have been asking for a video on like what I did to get him to gain weight, because ultimately he has gained a lot of weight. I take him to the doctor on Thursday and today's Tuesday, so in a couple days we'll know exactly how he's doing. But the last time I weighed him on the scale before we left my mom's house, he was almost at the 18-pound mark. So we went from like 15 pounds, I don't know, 14 ounces I think he was, to 18 pounds, and I think the doctor's gonna be happy with that. But long story short, the beginning of the month started off with me being very stressed out and me buying a baby scale and doing all the things to fatten my child up, and I was really stressed about it. I think once I started to see that he was gaining weight and that, you know, we were at least making some progress, I started to relax a little bit and I wasn't as anxious about it. So I feel like now we're at a good place with that. I am still trying to do like a combo of giving him purees and giving him like some finger foods, because what's happened now is that since I've been giving him a lot of purees to make sure that he's getting those nutrients in, I've noticed that we've kind of like taken a step back in like the finger foods arena. So now, like before, I used to put any food in front of him and he used to devour it, and now when I put finger foods, he's kind of like picky about it and doesn't always want to eat it. So it's like you make progress on one thing and then you have to take steps backwards in other places. So it's been, you know, a lot for me to deal with. I feel like when it comes to like both of my kids and their eating habits, like it's just a power struggle, and it's always like a source of frustration for me because I want them to eat their food, and the doctor is telling me, hey, they need to eat their food, and then they're not eating it. And like Riley is a totally different story, but that's not what this video is about. But she also is taking forever to eat. So that's like Jackson's feeding situation and, you know, how it's kind of impacted me. But overall, I feel like today you guys caught me on a good day, and I'm filming this video on a day when I feel pretty good, and I'm so happy to be able to say that. Like there was definitely a time with these updates where I felt like I was in a really bad place and just totally in a funk and was very overwhelmed and anxious. And I mean, I still have a lot of stress. I'm still trying to do a lot of things. I have a lot of stuff to do in my house, and like if I were to read you off a list of like all of the things that I have to do in the next couple months, you guys would like laugh or cry or both. But I feel like I'm finally getting back to myself, and I think I told you guys that in the 9-month postpartum update. I feel like even last month I started to get into a place where I was excited about returning to doing some of the things that I used to like to do, reading and having a little bit more time to myself in the evenings and stuff like that. And this month in particular, I've tried to slow down a bit, and I've tried to incorporate a little bit more self-care into my life, into my routine, and it's made a huge difference. When the doctor was talking to me about Jackson not gaining weight, I'm still nursing Jackson, so immediately that made me feel like, you know, am I not taking care of myself enough to then be able to give him the nutrients that he needs? Like, am I drinking enough water? Like that whole self-care spiel that I did on my vlogs here, it kind of was like that moment that I really needed to be like, okay, like you're working yourself to the ground. The kids like take every ounce of energy out of you, and you need to try to find some kind of way to, you know, get back to doing the things that you need to do to take care of yourself. So I think I needed that, and I think ultimately it was a blessing in disguise. And this month I've kind of done that, and I've been reading more, and I've been trying to stop doing some of my work. Like, there are nights that I do work still and I do YouTube and all of that, but I've been trying to find a healthier balance where I'm taking a few moments every day to just do some stuff that I enjoy, whether that's watching The Bachelorette now, or like just watching some YouTube videos of some people that I enjoy. Now that I'm home, I also pulled out my Bible, so it's on my nightstand, and I'm trying to make it a point to read a little bit of it. I'm not super consistent. I don't read it every single day. At least like having it there, it's in my face, and at least every other day I'll kind of read through it. So stuff like that has been really good, and I don't feel as anxious. And I know that I've only been home and on my own for like not even a whole week. Like, I've been at my parents' house all this time, so that was, I know, a good break, and you know, I had a lot of help, and for the most part, like, I'm in a good mental state when I'm around my family. But now that we're back home, I have a lot of things that I'm excited to get to. So I don't know, I'm definitely happy about that. I did, by the way, this month start adding a little bit of caffeine back into my diet. So I had gone, I don't know, like a few months ever since I had that panic attack without having caffeine. So all the coffee that I was having was decaf. But now I'm having like 1 cup of like regular caffeinated coffee, not every day. Like, I'm still not doing it every single day, but maybe like every other day. And so far, I haven't noticed that it's like causing me to, you know, like have super bad heart palpitations, or that my anxiety is like through the roof or anything like that. So that makes me super happy, because in the mornings I am so tired because I'm still going to sleep super late. And I don't know, I've gotten into like a routine where I just go to bed later and later and later. So that is something that I need to work on. I think I mentioned it even last month that I was going to bed late, but back then I think late was like, I don't know, like midnight. Like last night I went to sleep like at 2:30 in the morning, and that is not okay. So I don't even know what I was doing. I was on YouTube and I was watching like old Dancing with the Stars videos, like nothing that's gonna help my life in any way, but I just needed like a mental just break and like time for myself, because during the day, like I've told you guys before, it's very hard to find that time just for me. So I feel like the evenings come, and like we put the kids to bed like around 8. So like Joe and I will watch TV maybe from like 8 to 9, maybe even like till 10. But then like even after 10, I'm like, okay, now it's my time. So I just stay up super late, either working or editing or watching a bunch of random crap on YouTube. So I'm gonna try to work on that, because that is part of self-care, you know, making sure that I'm getting enough sleep and that I'm eating well and all of that. Something else that I'm really excited about this month is I'm working with a company on a video that I'll be sharing with you guys. I think it's next month. I don't even know when it's scheduled for, but it's with a fitness company. It's like a fitness app, and I know is coming from me, a fitness app, and I've told you guys that I hate working out, I hate doing anything, but I'm excited because this app, it's called Tone It Up, so I'll give you like a little preview. But I went through their app and I am so excited because I feel like it's exactly what I needed. It's one place where they have a bunch of workouts, so workouts are quick, or they have like, you know, different length of workouts, but it's like a whole like female based app. The women are super nice. It's like a really good encouraging community. They even have like a meal plan there. They have a bunch of smoothie recipes. Like, I went and checked it out before obviously I agreed to even start, and I'm super excited. So I enrolled. You can like pick which program you want to do. So I enrolled in like a postnatal program, I think that's what it's called, like postnatal mama or something. And it's awesome because the videos are like done by this lady who's 6 months postpartum, so everything's very encouraging. You know, she's telling you, look, these exercises are okay if you have like that ab separation. So I already did, I think, 2 workouts yesterday, and now I have like the rest of the week that I have to do them, and it's a 12-week program. So that's something that I'm trying to do for me, and I'm trying to, you know, not go crazy. Like, I'm not a crazy workout fitness person, but just like yesterday, like the one I did yesterday was stretching. Like, I literally laid like right here where I'm like talking to you guys, and I didn't have a lot of room, but I was literally just stretching, and just even 10 minutes made a huge difference in how I felt throughout the rest of the day, knowing that I had done a little something. So I really do feel like those things are gonna make a big difference in my overall mental state, because even though I am in a good mood today, like my kids are still driving me crazy. They're still fighting. Like, Jackson is 10 months old and Riley is about to be 3, if you guys are new here by any chance. And Riley is having so much jealousy with Jackson, and they're constantly like fighting, and Jackson has a temper. Like, Jackson is a little feisty dude, and Riley thinks that she can just kind of like push him, and then he pushes her back. Like, it's chaos over here. I don't know if that's only my children or if your children do that too, but I have to be like breaking them apart all day long because I'm scared that Riley's gonna hurt him. Obviously she doesn't know what she's doing, she's not even 3 yet, but I'm still like trying to teach her, you know, you don't do that, you know, you don't yank toys out of his hands and things like that. So all day long I'm like a freaking referee. So within all of that chaos, I feel like I do need to just find some things that I can do throughout the day during their nap times and all of that. That's just for me. So that's a little report on that. As far as my hair loss goes, a lot of you guys always ask about my hair loss. My hair it's growing back, so that's good. But when I have my hair up in a ponytail like I normally do, like I have all these like little baby hairs. Where are they now? Like now they don't want to show up. They're in every one of my videos. I guess I should be wearing my hair down more because now I can't find it when I'm trying to show you guys. Okay, maybe this is like a good example here. So yes, I've got all these little baby hairs that are slowly starting to grow back. So the good news is that they're growing back, but when I have them pulled up, like my hair is pulled up, I have all of this craziness. So I've been doing the same thing that I've been doing all this time, taking my collagen peptides, and I think just with time your hair starts to kind of grow back, and now I look like a crazy person. And then I guess the only other real thing that I wanted to like update you guys on this month has to do more like with Joe and I and like our marriage and stuff. And I don't know, I was like hesitant to like even bring it up, but this month I read a book, and like you guys are gonna read this book if you read it. Like the book is not for everybody. If you read it, not everyone is going to like it. If you are like a super feminist, you're gonna read this book and you're gonna be like, what in the crap is this? And I was even like struggling with certain portions of the book because I don't agree 100% with everything. But the book is called The Proper Care and Feeding of Husbands, and I decided to read it only because I used to watch Haley Page back in the day, like when she was like putting out vlogs all the time, and she had mentioned that book once upon a time ago, and I don't know why it just like resonated with me. Like I made it a point to like remember to read that one day. So I read it, and I think I have like 1 chapter left, but I feel like it was a really good book for me to read. And the reason why is like, I don't want to like spoil the entire book, but the book, how do I say this? Like I have struggled, and I've told you guys about it. Like I've done my video on postpartum resentment, and I've been pretty open, I think, about the fact that I have struggled in the past with having kids and having a husband, and like me feeling like the time that we're spending with our kids is not equal or not fair. Like, you know, Joe wanting to go and have a workout and me being like, what in the heck? Like I need a break, so where's my break? And like that whole balance of, you know, you're not doing enough, I'm not doing enough, and we're kind of like not really a team at some points, and it's more like him versus me. Like right now we're in a very good place, so I don't want you guys to think that we're like, we haven't been in a good place. But in the past there have been points where we've had those kind of issues, especially when we first became parents, because that's like a whole new dynamic that you're dealing with in your marriage. So I read a book, and the book really makes you realize that like, yes, there's certain things that you need as a person, as a mom, but also like your husband also needs certain things. And it kind of opened my eyes up to the fact that in a lot of ways I had been very selfish. Like it's hard for me to say that, and a part of me like sounds really silly, like feels like silly saying that, but I feel like I had been like, you know, very focused on, you know, I just had a baby and this is what I need, and this is, you know, what you need to do for me because I just pushed out a baby. And yes, there are certain things that I need. I'm not taking that away from, you know, the fact that we are amazing mothers and we deserve to have people be nice to us and, you know, help us with things. But at the same time, like our husbands are not the enemy. Our husbands are very much also people, and there are things that they also need. Sorry, Joe just came in and I couldn't continue talking with him around. Anyway, point is that that book was like a nice little reminder that your husbands also are people and that they have needs, and they're allowed to, you know, also need a break and need rest. And I know that it's hard because ever since I became a mom, I feel like my only focus has been my kids, and then after my kids it's like, okay, now I can take care of myself and focus on me. And then Joe has always been like the bottom of the totem pole. Like, okay, if I have like even 5 minutes at the end of the day, then I'll talk to you, you know what I mean? Like I've kind of put him very much like at the bottom of my list, to be honest. So it was like a nice reminder that, you know, I am a mom and I have the things that I have to do for my kids, but I'm also a wife, because you know, I do want to have a good marriage, and I don't want to like wake up 15 years from now and be like, who the heck is this person that I'm married to, and we don't have anything in common, and like, you know, we're not even friends at this point. So it was like a good thing to read at this point in my life, I feel. And again, I don't agree with a lot of the things that were in the book, but it was the kind of book that kind of made you uncomfortable reading it. And I think that those books are sometimes good to read, where you don't just agree 100% with the stuff that you're reading, because it kind of challenges you to think about the things that you believe. And you know, I think that there's some good in challenging yourself in that way. So if you're on the hunt for a good like marriage book, your marriage is kind of on the rocks, like, I feel you, girl. Like, it is not easy to have a marriage and have a healthy marriage when you have kids, especially more than one kid. Like, it's rough. So I would recommend that book. I'm gonna link it down below for you guys. Again, take it with a grain of salt, because there are some things in the book that are very old-fashioned, and like, I've never been the kind of person or the kind of wife that, you know, always has a home-cooked meal when my husband gets home from work and, you know, delivers it to him on the couch, like, go get your own food. But I think every once in a while it is nice to be able to, you know, focus on the homemaking a little bit and realize that, you know, you're taking care of your kids, but you want to have a house that your husband can come home to, and that it's a pleasant environment, and that, you know, the minute that your husband gets home from work, you're not just like badgering him and annoying him. And like, I've been guilty of that. Joe walks through the door sometimes and I've had a rough day. The kids are driving me insane, and I'm screaming and I'm yelling, and I'm like, okay, go take them, I need to leave. Like, you know, I've been a crazy person before. But I think that we can all admit that sometimes, you know, we can do a little bit better. So that was what this month kind of did to me in terms of that. So here's to hoping that the next update will be even better than this one. Now we're getting into the holidays, and we do have a trip coming up. So right now it's not even November yet. I'm not sure when this video is going to go live, but at the end of November we're planning on going to see Joe's family in Panama City Beach for Thanksgiving. So that's our plan for Thanksgiving. And then as of right now, the plan stands that my parents and my brother are going to come see us for Christmas. So for Christmas time, they'll be up here with us in Virginia, so they can see the kids opening up their toys and we can do Christmas up here. So there is still, you know, some stuff happening, but at the very least, I think I have like 3 or 4 weeks here in the house to just get stuff settled, and I'm looking forward to just like organizing and doing those things that make me happy. I did weigh myself, by the way, and I was shocked because I'm weighing 116 pounds, and I thought I was gonna weigh so much more, because when I was in Miami I was stuffing my face with everything. Like, I don't know what it is, it's just my dad always buys a bunch of candy and then I have to eat it because it's like my favorite thing in the world. So I was shocked that I was at 116 pounds. So I'm happy with my weight. What I would like to work on though is like my butt. I told you guys before that I've lost my butt, like my legs, getting those like muscles back, looking a little bit more toned, and my arms too. I want to get like more definition, because as of right now, also my sister's getting married in January, but I'm pretty sure that I'm gonna have to fit into my dress, and I want to look, you know, nice and toned for that. So that's really what I want to focus on, and just like eating healthier, because I have just been eating like Laffy Taffy. Like, come on, like I love Laffy Taffy, and it's like Halloween now, and now I have Laffy Taffy in the room over there to make the little bags for the trick-or-treaters, and I'm eating the Sour Punch straws and stuff like that. But like, come on, a Laffy Taffy has 0 nutritional value. It's pure sugar, and I don't know what else it is that makes it, you know, look like a taffy. So I need to just be eating a little bit healthier, and I am trying. I've been trying to make some slow cooker recipes, and you know, I'm just doing the best that I can again. So I hope that you guys are doing great. If anything, I hope that this update, like what I leave you with, is that if you are struggling, if you're going through a hard time, I've been there before, and I feel like I can finally see the light at the end of the tunnel. I feel like I'm starting to feel more like myself. I still haven't gotten a regular period, by the way. I think I shared before that I had gotten like one point in time like where I was bleeding, and I thought that was like my period coming back, and I haven't gotten another one since then. So I still don't have a regular period. My doctor did switch me over to a different mini pill, so I'm still on a mini pill, but I'm on a different brand. So before I was using the Slind one, and now I don't even know what it's called, but it's not the Slind. And so far, I mean, I think it's only been like 2 weeks of me using it. I think I like it more. I think I feel a little bit more stable. I think I don't feel as erratic and just like with those mood swings that I was having before. I mean, I still have my moods, but I feel a little bit more stable. So I'm, you know, in a good place. So point is, it does get better, or it can get better, you know, with help, with working on yourself as your kids get older. I feel like now that Jackson is 10 months old, there's certain things that are easier in the sense that, I don't know, he's sleeping better, you know, like right now he's been napping all this time, so I have a little bit more time to myself. I still have to worry about him like picking up stuff off of the floor and putting in his mouth, and I'm still scared to death of him choking on something, and I'm dealing with the Riley and him fighting situation. But now he's started to stay in the pack and play a little more, so now I have the pack and play downstairs, so I can put him in there if I'm cooking, or if I'm, you know, doing something where I just need to put him somewhere for a few minutes. So that's been a huge help. We're gonna keep doing that, and he's probably gonna be walking soon. Like, he's already pushing himself on the walker, so I'm sure that in a few months here he's gonna be walking, and then I won't have to worry so much about him like constantly crawling on the floor and putting stuff in his mouth. I feel like with time things get a little bit easier, but there's always gonna be those challenges. Like I said before, like you make progress in one thing and then you take a few steps back in the other thing. That's motherhood, that's parenting, and the best that you can do is just to make sure that you're in a good state so that you can deal with it all. So that's it, you guys. I hope that you guys enjoyed this update. If you guys have any other questions, like I know I was a little bit rambly, but if you have any other specific questions, leave them down below and I will answer them for you guys. But thanks for being here. I love you guys to pieces. Make sure to give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.